Hello everyone. Hold on. I forgot to turn the light on. There we go. Well, my professional lighting and all. Hope everybody's doing well. Went in and had the colonoscopy this morning. 2 days of eating, well, no eating. And several before that I was just on a restricted diet. It's surprising after a couple of days. I don't know how longer it would be, but other than having water and some broth. Yeah, I certainly would hate to starve, but, And then today, after getting home, I had a couple of pancakes, napped, and then Kay made pizza. Very good pizza. She always does. Kind of, I guess, back to normal. Had a couple of polyps. One was large. They took care of that. Actually, I was not asleep. It was kind of like, when I had my cataracts and lens implants. One eye I was asleep, and the other eye really was kind of awake. And I was kind of awake for this, And the nurse actually told me previously, or a while back, a doctor came in to have a colonoscopy, and he had no one to take him home. I can't imagine that, but it happens. Well, you have to have someone to take you home. He opted for no anesthesia, and he told the nurse, he says, it wasn't that bad. I don't know how many feet they go in there, but Well, anyway, enough about me and medical stuff. But I napped a little bit, up and about, and Chuck's starting to paint his bike, doing priming, and got quite the project there on that 74 Monte Carlo. Well, I came out and tinkered around on the bike. Yesterday, while I was still doing a lot of water drinking, I went ahead and the pipe came in. Of course, it misses the kicker. I did have to take this and just make it a relief, this area right here. So if anybody ever, it worked, it's very close, but I had to relieve probably a third of that. And if I thought it was going to be too much, I would weld a strap onto the bottom. And I might angle that bolt a little bit. Hey, where'd you go? That bolt a little bit. The hole itself, lucky I had a long reamer that I could go straight down through there. So I angled the hole a little bit, the non-threaded hole. The threads are in the bracket itself. And I think I did one. One. I have got several different kinds. I got solid ones, and then this is like a sandwich. And then I got some ones that are supposed to be thicker. I've got them on the other bike. So I think this one turned out pretty well. The whole thing, you just got to make sure it seals well there. And I do put studs in there. They could be a little shorter maybe, because it's a little wrestling getting it up there. What's nice, this does just sleeve right into here. Now I went ahead and reworked the bracket that held the other one on. What I need is the bracket that mounts here. Well, it mounts here and there, and the tube goes out the back, and I've got one, but it's not the right one. They made so many different kinds. This I unbolted and stuck it on the inside right now. It's normally, I think, supposed to go on the outside, but that's the thing. If I have that bracket there, does anybody know, do you just put this on the inside then? I just can't really, haven't been able to find out. Let's see. Oh, here it is. I'd marked this shovel head a long time ago because I thought it was. So there's actually a left and a right. So I think it stands away like this. And I'm not sure if this is shovel head because I think it comes out and comes down a little bit. The other side has these standoffs. And then again, I think it goes down. So there is a one side or the other. This could be for, I don't know. I've got several different styles, flat ones, So I'll try and make this work. But and then I normally just use a band clamp like I did on mine. So if anybody can think of or look at theirs, that would be great. I'm not quite sure. Because this one, I don't have the bars on the back. And of course it mounts. Where did you go? Yeah, mounts there 2 places with the leaf there. And then I think it does. No, this one's straight too. Now I bought this one new. Didn't care if it was chrome. It was cheaper chrome. And I think that was like $35 a couple years ago. Now they're like, they go up and, So if I find one, if not, I'll try and make one. But then I always put a clamp like here, because it's best to hold the muffler too. It's nice to hold it here. In this case, it only has the one here. So, yeah, apparently there's some more covers, but I don't have them. But yeah, that's what I was doing. And actually, well, I got the whole other exhaust, but it's not very nice. I guess I could sell it on eBay, but it's really not that nice. I mean, it's okay. Somebody dimpled it. I'd have to make sure I take it apart. Now, you can take it apart here, and this will come apart here for the exhaust. And it's loud. It's actually 2-inch outside diameter, but then it's actually, 1 3/4 inside. But they had dimpled it pretty good there. I guess if I heated it up really good, and I don't know if I got it apart there, if I could stick something in far enough to bang that back out. But they did have to do that to get it around the floorboard bracket. So, but I don't, it's. I don't think it's that. I don't know if anybody'd want it but me. I'm one of those that I'll take something on its last leg, but I guess I can keep it. I do have the another stock one. I would just have to do that. But if I remember, no, this one won't work with my kicker. I think, because the other bike doesn't have a kicker. This one does. So that's what I was tinkering with. Hope to get a friend of mine, Randy, ran to the Rural King. So I said, and I redid the lights, one across from each other, and then I'll put another one here. And then I do have that one, and I probably will put one here. It'll just light this up better. I had fluorescents, but I gave those away. I had gotten them from a friend. And then when these became popular, they were like $20 or something. And they were about that. You can get the cheaper ones. Those, I don't think they give as much light. Those, they're kind of diffused. So these have 2 rows in them. And with the clear lens, and the only problem I had, one of the rows comes on and off, or it just stays off. So looks like there's several pods of those LEDs in there. I was just speaking with my son the other day, about LEDs, and now that they've got white, red, and blue, that's how you can make LED lighting for the home, rather than incandescent. And I remember when I used to fiddle around with televisions with tubes and radios, and I still got a couple of those tube radios. LEDs were just a one-way gate. It was a diode for electrons, and it was used on a circuit board, and all we had was red ones. Originally, they were actually covered, and then they started utilizing. They noticed that the electrons flowed through, and it pissed the diode off, and it glowed red. And I'm not that smart. I don't know if it was because of the red covering, but anyway, then they started using it in things like, I guess, calculators, or just to tell you the switch was on or the circuit was live. And then they found they made the blue ones, and then the green ones came on later on. But I just remembered, diodes, they were kind of neat to me. I like electronics. It's sometimes beyond me. I can do basic circuitry, but when they got into MOSFETs and NPNs and PNPs or transistors, and now it's just super beyond me, you know. But like I say, old time wiring is nice and simple. You know, give me a motorcycle or a vacuum cleaner or something. But oh yeah, and then I was going to go ahead and adjust the handlebars again. And actually, I'm going through just checking all the bolts. This one's 9/16, that's 5/8. So this is fine thread like it should be. This is now coarse thread because they stripped it. Somebody did. I mean, it happens, just like that one bolt over on here that was stripped that I went ahead and sleeved it. Now, I don't think I would do that with this, so I'm looking around for one of these, because this is a two-piece handlebar. It doesn't have the original drum in there or anything, which I like that. I had that on a 73. It has the single wire, and you don't have any of this or anything. You just have the drum. And if I could piece something together, maybe I would. And it comes out here. And for the longest time, I actually bought a spare wire, but I can't find it. I remember it was in the original packaging. I probably bought it over at McDaniel's here in South Bend when they was out on Lincoln Way in the little brick building. But yeah, I don't know where, you know, I mean, that was probably 83, 84 when I bought it, so I just haven't come across it. Of course, recently I also lost a flashlight and a battery, you name it. And it's a real nice one if I could actually find it. That's a DeWalt, you know, excuse me. And so, yeah, you start to misplace stuff, you know. Well, anyway, I just rambling on, but I hope you guys have a good Sunday, and like I say, just tinkering around on the bike. I'm feeling better, you know, getting past the doctor thing for now, and right now, I do have I mounted the voltage regulator I had, and so it'll be just a regular 2-wire. I think that's a later shovel, not quite the Evo, but it plugs in. I'll see. I ordered a used stator, and then I'll make sure the spacing's right. And I'm sure there's an air gap between the magnets and the stator. Make sure. I have to find out what the air gap needs to be, and hopefully it'll fit. I mean, they're pretty interchangeable. So hopefully I can stop just charging up the battery and actually have a real regenerative power system on the bike. Well, I'll catch you guys later, and let's see. Yeah, that's about it. Like I say, have a great Sunday. Peace. If you guys have any ideas on the crash bar going on the inside, outside, how is it mounted with the bracket for the exhaust, and anything else you can help me with. Catch you later. Bye-bye.